Well, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whenever you happen to be watching. Welcome to the Six Bugle Podcast. I'm your host, Rudy Ruiz, and here we have our very, very special guest, Christy Handler. Christy, how are
Oops.
you?
I'm great. I'm looking forward to this conference next
Yeah,
month.
next
I'm so
month.
excited. I love
What?
this conference. Yes.
Where does the summer go?
I know. I know. But
Crazy.
in full transparency, some of you are going to hate me for this. Summer is my least favorite season. So I am absolutely ready for fall football, cooler weather. So
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
good with it.
No, I hear you. I'm the
But
same. My favorite season is fall, but I don't downplay summer.
okay,
No
I do.
complaint about the heat. No complaint about the heat. I'll complain about the winter, but I won't complain about the heat. Nope.
That's funny.
Yeah, won't
We're all
complain.
different.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's all good.
So,
Well, you're down
yeah.
south, so you get a little bit
I
more.
am, yes, and I don't love that, yes, but I like the winter. So I don't want to be in winter like all year, but some cooler weather I'm
So,
good
so you're what they call a dang Yankee, right? A Yankee
for.
that moved down
Probably.
south. So if you move down south, you're a Yankee. But if you move down south and stay there, you're a dang Yankee.
Okay, well, so far then I am. If it's up to me, I'd move back north. So
Well, we'd love to have you back, but at least we bring you back every year. How's that?
yes, at
You're
least I get to
always
go there in
welcome to
September.
come back to
Yes,
Ohio just when the weather's perfect.
yes.
And we have And here in Perrysburg, we have the farmers market, which everybody enjoys. We have a breakout sessions, and we not breakout sessions, but we have ice breaking sessions in the first thing on Wednesday, and we have Ben Snyder from Cedar Creek Church. He's going to talk about
Nice.
some things and how to maintain your connections.
I love that.
And yeah, we're going to have some hors d'oeuvres and give you a chance to check into your room, get all settled in and then come back down. And then Christy's going to have some more ice-breaking activities for you just to kind of get acquainted. Nothing too
It's
intense,
not
right?
going to be painful, you all, so don't cringe.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
promise.
just a way to kind of,
If it's painful, I'll buy you coffee. Okay. It won't be.
yeah, yeah, just a way to kind of get friendly with
Yes.
everybody again and
Connect. Yes.
yeah, make those connections. And then Thursday is an all-day event. We have some wonderful speakers lined up for you, and we'll have some. I think we're gonna have breakfast and lunch for you then. And then you're on your own for dinner. Of course, that's when everybody goes to the farmers market. Everybody enjoys going out there, food trucks, restaurants, just a great time. And then on Friday we close. I think that's when we're having breakfast. We're having breakfast on
Friday.
Friday, and then we close with Christy, and she does her dynamic speaking events on Friday, and then we send you on your way. But looking forward to it. It's going to be a great event. We got some great speakers, so it's all going to be wonderful yet again. But today we want to talk
Yes.
about how to navigate in seasons of uncertainty. What do you think about that, Christy?
Well, once again, here we are. So I go like, okay, I'm going to record podcast today. What am I learning? Where am I at? And here we are. So I, I just reflecting on my own life. I mean, this last few months has definitely there's been some uncertain seasons, and I've lived a lot of uncertain seasons over the last 20 years. Navigating divorce and relocations and life on the road and all kinds of stuff. But and different seasons look different. But I think seasons of uncertainty can be they can be confusing, they can be frustrating, they can be lonely, they can be, they can just not feel good. They can give us all those emotions that we try to avoid, and thinking, just having to reflect myself back on other seasons in my life where I felt like I've felt currently in the past couple months in this season of uncertainty that I'm currently in. And I didn't always sit in the discomfort, I didn't always, because we don't like those feelings. So it was like, hey, let's just go numb the pain with something else. Everybody has their own, but like, let's go get into maybe a not great relationship, or let's just find more work to do, or let's just get busy and not actually like pay attention to the discomfort. Let's just shove it down further, and
Right.
there's all kinds of vices that people use for that. But, as I've grown as a person, I've had to look and go, okay, discomfort isn't my enemy. It's just an emotion. It's not necessarily good or bad. It's just an emotion. It's a feeling. But what's it trying to tell me? And just like anything, and I've had to ask myself, okay, what's this season of discomfort? Because a lot of times when we're discontent, it's because we're maybe growing to a new season. Maybe it's time to let go of some relationships. Maybe it's time to do a different career. Maybe it's time to find a different purpose. Maybe it's time to become better health wise. There's all kinds of reasons it could be. And
Sure.
so
Sure.
I think, just in preparing for this podcast, I asked myself, like, what are my staples? What are my foundations in seasons of uncertainty that I don't lose? Because when you're feeling like you're, you know, in that, and as human beings we like control, generally speaking. We like stability. We don't like things to feel like they're not clear, and so I think the three things that I came up with for me is, and I talk about most or all of these from my life hacks book, but one is finding joy in the journey. And I think it's so important to, and I know that sounds cliche, but it's just literally finding joy in the moments, and it's sometimes it's the simple moments, sometimes it's the, like the other morning, it's blueberry season here. I went to a farm and picked blueberries, and I just was out there in the quiet, and I was just picking blueberries. And then I came home and I made a batch of jam, or a couple batches of jam. And to me, that's, some people would hate that thought, but to me, that was just very like, it's grounding for me. It's monotonous. It's a task, and I found joy in that, and so it's just finding joy in those simple things, even when everything around you maybe is unclear. And so I think that's, one point is figuring out, what can I find joy in this moment. And it may be joy right in the moment you're at. Maybe it's the person you're talking to, maybe it's the coffee in your hand. It can be something that simple. But I think that's important to keep us grounded. Do you want to say anything about that before I
Yeah,
keep
no,
going?
when you were talking about that, I know exactly what you mean. It kind of it provides you with some clarity, right? And
Hmm.
you're not worried about the fog anymore. Like, okay, I know
Right.
the an
Yes.
issue and I'm dealing with it and I got to deal with it, but right now I have to pick berries, right?
Hmm.
Something as simple as that. And
Yes.
when you start doing that, then your focus is on picking the berries, filling the
Hmm.
basket, making sure you get the ripe ones, making sure you get the good size ones, and you're focused on that. That's when you get clarity. And then
Hmm.
all of a sudden, the issue that you're dealing with, you could have an epiphany because of that,
Yes.
because you're making your mind clear. And
Yes.
so that is a very simplistic way to just
Hmm.
clear the fog.
Hmm.
And like you said, it could be just having a cup of coffee. I was talking to you earlier about going to my brother's house, having
Hmm.
breakfast and enjoying a cup of coffee. I told him one time, I'd love to come out to your backyard. He's got like, he calls it an oasis. He's got plants, all kinds of different plants and shade trees, and it's just beautifully relaxing in there. I said, I just want to come here to have a cup of coffee.
Hmm.
Well, he made me breakfast and we had coffee, and I just enjoyed being outside
Hmm.
and being,
Yes.
it was hot, but in his little oasis, it was cool.
Hmm.
And you just kind of get together with your own inner self to just say, this
Hmm.
is what life is about.
Yes.
You're always going to have the worries, the concerns, the problems, the issues, but you focus on yourself and you get that
Hmm.
clarity. Now, all of a sudden, the issues become very clear. Now you can handle those issues a lot better.
Yeah. And that kind of segues into like my second point, which is similar to the first one, but finding joy, but also it's being in that like fun, playful, creative space, and because I think sometimes, especially a different person, and I'm a person that's like, I can be very focused and driven. And so, I'm gonna sit here on my computer until I've cleared it, until I know what I'm doing. And it just doesn't work. Do you know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
gonna sit here and it's like, but then if you go do something like you're saying, that's fun, that's creative, that's playful, that's when your head clears, and you start thinking, and then all of a sudden you maybe have the idea, or you have, like you said, the epiphany, or you have the, oh, this is the next step, or this is the thing I'm missing, or whatever. And that's different for everybody. That's what, you just have to figure out, like, it's not fun for, like, I went to the flower farm last week at night and cut my own flowers to put in my house and stuff. Like, Matt would have hated every minute of that. And so, but for me, it was fun. I'm outside. It's, the sun's going down, so it's cooling off. Like, I had a drive to get there. And so I like driving in my car. And so, that was, and just getting those moments of like that creative break and that
Yeah.
play, and whatever that is for you is so important, especially when you're, because when you try to force that certainty, or force, like, I got to figure this out today, and that's that control. We're back to like, I got to figure this out today. It doesn't normally happen that way.
Right. No, exactly.
You have to let it go
Exactly. And
sometimes, and know that you're still safe, like it's still okay, but like it's just a season. And I think that's the importance of like recognizing this is just a season. It's going to pass. It's not, this isn't the rest of my life. Is it going to feel this way?
Exactly. And I think a good example is that everybody has experienced, I know for a fact that everybody's experienced this, is when you have an idea when you're in the shower.
Yes.
You're in the shower
Yes.
and all of a sudden you get this great idea.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about. You
Yes.
focused on lathering up your shampoo,
Yes.
whatever it is you're doing, and then all of a sudden you're like, "Whoa, how did this come into
Hmm.
my head?" Because you're clearing the fog.
Yes. You're clearing the space for it. You're off the phone. You're off the, yes.
Right.
So,
Right.
and then the third thing I think is continuing, this is a staple in my own life, but is just continuing to find ways to add value to other people in the moment, and this isn't, it's not either or, it's both, like it's not, oh, I'm either taking care of myself and forget the rest of the world, or I'm taking care of everybody else and neglecting myself. It's both, and so in your own season of uncertainty, maybe you're dealing with health issues or financial issues or relationship issues, or the list goes on and on. Like, what can you do to do something for somebody else? And it can be, again, it doesn't have to be, it's not complicated. It's not the big things. I'm not asking you to go build orphanages in Africa, like just go do something. Take somebody, I mean, I take coffee to the car wash guys that wash my car every week because it's hot out there, So sometimes I'll drive through Chick-fil-A, grab them lemonades, or it doesn't have to be anything complicated, but just think about somebody else for a half a minute, and just taking that focus off of ourselves and onto somebody else is fulfilling in its own way. It is kind of selfish in a way. When I do things for other people, I still feel like it's partially selfish because it gives me that feeling of fulfillment and satisfaction. And so
Sure.
I'm getting something out of it still,
Absolutely.
but I'm making a
Absolutely.
difference in somebody's life. So I think that's just a staple that really does, you know, again, but I'm not forgetting myself in the process. I still know, oh, Christy, you still got to do this nervous system work. Christy, you still got to figure this out. Christy, you still have 3 kids waiting for dinner. Like, you're not just like forgetting that, but it just gives you that moment of like, okay, I did something for somebody else that could benefit them.
No, exactly. And we've always said that that's your reward. Your reward
Hmm.
is making someone happy and making someone pleased
Yes.
and letting them know that you give them value. You
Yes.
value them.
You see them. Yes.
Yeah, you see them, they're working hard, they're in a hot environment, that type of thing, and you have the
Hmm.
thought to give them something cool to drink, and they enjoy that. They
Yes.
appreciate that, and they will never forget it because
No.
people forget what you say, and people sometimes even
Hmm.
forget what you do, but they'll never forget how you made them feel.
How they feel. Yep.
Right.
Yes.
Yep.
So I think, if you're in a season like that, like I get it, we're all there. I'm there myself. Do you know what I mean? And it can be very daunting sometimes, but I think if you could focus on these things right in front of you and just do the next right thing,
Yep. Definitely.
and eventually it all comes together. Then sometimes we look back and go, oh, how did I get from here to there? Because it felt like I was never going to get there. And all of a sudden one day you're there.
Yep.
I think it's life.
Yeah, and
It's
people call it the environment, the universe, God,
mhm.
Jesus, Allah,
Right.
whatever it is. But once if you provide that energy and believe in yourself that you're going to get
Hmm.
through this, then things just start to happen to go your way.
Right.
And so that's just part of how you
Hmm.
gain that understanding and know that it's coming because you're a good person.
Right.
You deserve it. So yeah, absolutely. Good stuff, Christy.
There you
All
go.
right, all
So
right. Sounds good.
there you are in real time.
See,
So
that's what we do here on the Sixth Bugle, and we provide some valuable insights and friendly reminders, even if it's something that maybe you've heard before. But we want to remind you that you are a good
mhm.
person, and we do appreciate you. We do see you. We do love you. We do acknowledge your presence, and we want to be able to provide you with additional resources so that you can be better, stronger, faster, smarter, and not just for yourself but also for your family, for your loved ones, for your friends, for your job, for your employees, for your firefighters and your chiefs, and more importantly, for the community that you serve. So, thank you very much for joining us here on the Six Bugle Podcast. Don't forget to register for the Six Bugle Fire Service Leadership Conference on
Yes.
September 17th to the 19th. We're looking forward to see you there, and it's going to be a wonderful time.
Bring
Christy,
a friend.
bring a friend. There you
Okay.
go. Bring a friend. Bring a friend, because they want to share this enjoyment
Yes.
too. All
The
right. Wonderful.
sixbugle.org, right? That's
www.sixbugle.org. Yes, you can register there. And we also have a link for the hotel registration.
yes.
Right.
See
And
you
if you're
soon.
traveling by plane, we are going to have a shuttle available for you.
Nice.
Those of you that
Okay.
are traveling by plane, the nearest airport is the Detroit Metro, nearest largest airport anyway. We do have a Toledo airport, but it's very limited. So we recommend
Hmm.
you go to Detroit
Detroit.
Metro, and we'll get you there and we'll get you back. All right.
Gotcha.
Thank you very much for joining us here on the Six Bugle podcast. Thanks again, Christy. You all take care.